I have not, and I will not bet anything Jets over, anything Jets positive.
We'll keep the color green and white, but we're going to keep them at where they're the iffers.
Question, maybe a stupid one, but I'm just spitballing here.
Can it make you say why not?
That wasn't a stupid question.
It's time for Why Not Wednesday.
I mean, why not?
You know when they say it's so crazy it just might work?
We're closing things out the only way we know how on a Why Not Wednesday. Michael and I looking at some long shot props and seeing if it could make you tilt your head and say, why not? I'll fire on that. And I swear our producer, Elliot Bowman, is trying to torture me today as the first Why Not Wednesday.
I see this.
It's so cruel. The first Why Not Wednesday candidate we have, San Diego State, Michael. Can they beat the defending champion UConn Huskies in a repeat of last year's title game, plus 455? I know I can't, but can you say why not?
I can't say why not to that. I mean, that's why I asked Coach Crean the question. Can anybody... Now, Crean, Crean gave me a different point of view on Houston, and he covered the game. He was talking about buzz and all the things that they did. And, Houston's only lost 4 games, so maybe this will be Connecticut-Houston to get to the finals. I don't know, but it isn't going to be I can't see San Diego State having enough to do it for 40 minutes, Stormy. You won't get me there, and I feel bad. You wouldn't even go there. Elliot, why wouldn't he put Purdue in here? Because he doesn't want to hear that answer. He wants to torture you, Stormy.
He doesn't want to hear the truth. I see how it is. It's fine. But no, I'm right there. And San Diego State had a great shooting performance against Yale. Over 50% from 3. They had 13 made three-pointers in that game, Michael. 85 points. That's not what they do. That's not going to happen again against UConn. It's unfortunate. They also, you think about the travel. They had to go back to San Diego, now out to Boston, where it's a virtual home game for UConn, too. I don't know about the 11. I would bet UConn before I would bet San Diego State, though, even with the points. Just throwing that out there, unfortunately. Let's hit this next one, Michael. Right now, it doesn't appear that this is a running back class with first-round grades. But at a 10-1 prop, do we think that a single running back could float their way into the top 32 picks? What do you think? Could you say why not?
No way. I think the running backs have been taken care of in the free agency. I think everybody kind of settled them down, got the guy that they want. There's teams that still need a running back, no question. But I don't think the value is going to be to spend one there in the first round. And I just don't see any of them having first-round grades, whether it's Benson, whether it's Brooke, whether it's Shipley at Clemson. All those seem more like potential starters, which indicate more in the second round. So you're not getting me there. Elliot's 0 for 2 so far today.
Minus 2,000 on the no for a running back to be drafted. Jonathan Brooks, a plus 225 favorite to be the first running back selected, but I don't think anybody sees that happening in the first round. Let's go back to college basketball. NC State, Michael, the lone remaining double-digit seed in the field, getting set to take the court in the Sweet 16. But can they do it for 2 more games? NC State 13-1 to make the Final Four. Could you say why not?
Well, no, I couldn't. You couldn't get me on this one either because, look, I think Marquette's going to be a tough opponent for them. And then, they got to get to the next one to get to the...
Yeah, winner of Houston-Duke. Winner of Houston-Duke.
Yeah, and then to me, what Coach Crean, now I know he's the ex-Marquette coach, but what he said about Marquette was enlightening to me, and it gave me a different perspective on Marquette. Everybody, has kind of been up and down on Marquette. I thought they played better in the second half. So, I can't see NC State making it to the Final Four. Although, the big fella in the middle is pretty good, and if they have lights out shooting, but 2 games against 2 really good teams, I don't see it.
That Burns kid, he's my Cinderella. I just want him to keep going. He's so much fun to watch. In the NFL, we learned yesterday that Dak Prescott is in another prove-it-year deal type situation. Could you say why not to a 5,000-plus yard passing season for Dak Prescott with it all on the line to make the big bucks in Dallas?
0 for 4. No way. I mean, if he's throwing for 5,000 yards with that line, right now they don't have, unless they move Tyler Smith to left tackle, which is probably what they're going to have to do. The line isn't very good. And when you go on the road, like they've had to go on the road and they haven't been able to beat good teams on the road, no. Look, I think they're not as talented. I love CeeDee Lamb. They don't have a running back on their team right now. Maybe it's Deuce Vaughn, and he's dynamic, right? maybe he'll become their guy. And it could be because we've seen him do it in college, but 5,000 yards, I don't see it, Stormy.
12-1 is a fun number to look at, but is it reality to get to 5,000? He led the league in passing yards this past season with 4,516. The closest he has gotten was the 2019 season, had 4,902. I think that we're going to go 0 for again here, Michael, because as much as I know you would love to give some props to the New York Ifers, I don't think you can get there. The Jets at plus 750 to win 14 or more regular season games. Is it possible? Is it possible?
It's only plus 750?
Yeah.
The Ifers to get to 14 wins is only, that means they're 14-3, and it's you're only getting plus 750. Stormy, I mean, that's ridiculous. Are you serious? That's it. That's not fair. That number should be plus 1,500. Shouldn't it?
Listen, Michael, they think they have the best defense in the National Football League. They have a 3-time MVP who's coming back. He's going to be healthy despite that age. They don't care. They got the weapons. They got the talent. They got everything, Michael. If they stay healthy, plus 750, you don't want to take it?
Ifers?
I don't either, but still.
Are you going to tie up your money with the Ifers?
I can't do it.
To think they're going to win 14 just to get 750 back?
I told you, Michael, I'm not doing this to myself again in general. I have not, and I will not bet anything Jets over, anything Jets positive, any futures
Ifers.
awards.
They're the Ifers. They're no longer the Jets. We'll keep the color green and white, but we're going to keep them where they're the Ifers.
Yeah. It's not even the season yet, and we're already saying just end the season. That's just how I feel. Okay, Big Ten. Could a Big Ten team win the NCAA tournament this year? Plus 550, the last league title, Michigan State in 2000. It has been a hot minute.
I mean, do you see how he worded this? It's so brilliant. You know, the man's
Smooth.
a wordsmith. He wants me to answer the Purdue question, right? Without putting Purdue in it, right? You know, he wants me to go there because, you know, that's kind of what, you know, Purdue. I think you could get me to say why not at plus 550. I think I could say why not to that. We break the streak.
It's not because of Illinois. It's not because, but you see, you're
could
not.
Be. It could be Illinois, but I think he had his mind. I think he had his mindset more. I think he had his mindset more on Purdue with this question.
Well, that's why we're steering away with Elliott from Purdon't. It's Purdue Sir Elliott. So that's the new thing that's been working its way around here in the control room. Okay, all right. We finally got a why not. We finally got one. It happened. Can we go 2 for 2 as we close things out? We talked a lot earlier at the start of the hour about the New England Patriots and the dynasty conversation. We also talked about how many reps they have out at Jaden Daniels Pro Day and will have tomorrow for Drake Mays. Could you say why not to the New England Patriots in year one of the new era under Gerard Mayo to make the playoffs 8-1, bet 100, win 800, Michael?
I could say why not to that because, remember, I felt like there was a lot of games they had a chance to win last year that they didn't win. I can't say why not if they keep the same kicker, but they change quarterbacks. Now, they haven't made the move on the kicker, so we'll see. But, look, anything's possible if they get the right quarterback, right? If Drake May goes 2 and they get Jaden Daniels at 3, he could make them a much better team, so why not? But, you know, this is before the draft. I think we need to revisit this after the draft.
Michael, I'm just going to throw this in. What about the Ifers to make the playoffs? It's actually minus 135. It's a minus number for the Jets to make the playoffs.
I would. You and I both know they're not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to stay healthy.
I told you, Aaron Rodgers is going to get hurt again. Tyrod Taylor is going to be hurt, and you're going to be stuck with another Zach Wilson experience. I can just read it in the stars.
Oh, you know, write this down, Elliot. You know this is going to happen. The girl's right. She's absolutely 1,000. We're going to see this return of Zach Wilson, and it would be like a Netflix documentary. He could come back and lead the Jets back to promised land. Wouldn't that be perfect? Huh?
Oh, goodness. And that documentary, Michael, would give the truth equal to both sides, right? Hear everybody's side of the story in that one while we're on documentaries.
That's right. Instead of the infomercial that we're witnessing. Yes, exactly.